Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you could be with us today alongside Jan from Save Money and More with
Hey,
Jan
Steve. Hey, everybody.
is alongside. Hey, Jan. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have a little bit of a conversation, whatever you want to call it. It has to do with 7 ways that I saved $1,450.
Nice.
So, you said you had a
Is it coming
few.
over to my? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Thank you. I wasn't sure if I was going on first or you. Okay. Well,
Oh, okay.
here's one of the things that have worked. Here's one of the things that have been proven. There's 7 proven ways, and these a few that I'm offering have been proven in my life. I shop less often. I shop less frequently. Gone are the days where I'm going to go to the grocery store every single day. Now, I do know people that do that. Sometimes they do it as more as a social thing. And that's okay if they want to do it that way. But I'm talking about the financial end of it because the more frequently one shops, the more they tend to spend. That's just a matter of math and a matter of logic. Not to mention, Steve, there are a lot of hidden costs in the frequency of shopping, like let's say how much gas one may use getting to and fro from the grocery store back and forth. People seem to forget about what it costs, the traveling expenses. Now, some people get to walk there, and that's fine too. But the tendency to shop and spend more money increases with the frequency of the trips. So in my case, honestly, I would say I shop approximately every 2 weeks. I have been able to go once a month with the shopping, but honestly, really in my life, I find that for me, every 2 weeks, it sure beats every other day or once a week. I like to extend it. Furthermore, Steve, it helps me to make sure that I use up what I have before I run over to the store again and get anything. So one of the tips and tricks for me that has helped and has been proven to help me save has been to shop less frequently. Steve, I have another one if you don't mind me mentioning.
Okay.
Um, okay, yeah. I say no to activities that I'm not really interested in attending. I don't mean to sound rude or anything or always turn people down. I don't always turn people down. Please don't misunderstand that. But if there are activities that I know it's going to cost me, that I'm very, very like mamsy pamsy about going to or milk toast about the event, if I don't really want to do something like that, why should I push myself to spend that extra money, do something I'm really not interested in? In a way, it's dishonest for me to be at a place that I really don't want to be. People would probably figure it out like, oh, Jan looks bored to tears. I'm just saying the truth. So,
Hmm.
as part of my savings, I have I only affirm activities that I really don't mind going to, really want to go to, and don't mind spending money on. I even have another proven thing that has worked for me, Steve.
Hmm.
It's cook at home and dine out less often. This is oftentimes overlooked. I mean, I could have this like same quality, if not better quality, food at hand at home. I'm not saying never ever go out. That's unrealistic. People like to go out to eat once in a while. But when it comes to going out to eat is more often than not, that could be a problem. If the person could afford it, they don't have any savings issues or whatever. They have they're fully funded emergency wise and all that. If they're comfortable in their financials, that's one story. But for the majority of people who I hear complain all the time about, oh, I can never save, I can never have this, I can never have that. We have to make darn sure and just double check things. And one of the things for me is not going out to eat often. I rather cook at home. This has been proven to work for me, and that's how I got to save and fully fund emergencies.
Yeah. So what I'm doing here is I'm Here are my three proven tips that do work. One, when you go to the grocery store and you go shopping, paying in cash or whatnot, you're given money back at the grocery store when you're checking out, getting your groceries, bagging them up. Any money that you get left over, consider adding that to a piggy bank or put it in an envelope or whatever you do to save the money. That is a sure win-win. I've done that too many times to count, and yes, it does work. Because for one, I'm not going to go to any grocery store unless I know that I could walk out of there with a few dollars savings, regardless. That's going to happen no matter what. The second one I have is no spend days. There's going to be days that you are not going out. You're going to stay in. Maybe one weekend you don't want to go anywhere. Saturday, Sunday. Okay, well, take whatever money there that you add up that you would probably use or whatnot. Take it, add it to your piggy bank envelope, as I mentioned, and save it. Any, there's no amount too small or too big that you cannot save. That's how I feel about it. So definitely consider doing that. The third one. Now, I may have to turn my camera back on to show a couple of visuals, and that's fine. A lot of people in the United States, when they get coffee, they like to rely on the outside to go and get coffee. I personally, if I'm going to go get coffee, I do like Dunkin' Donuts. I think it's pretty good. Why do that? Go to your grocery store. You can always buy a bag of Dunkin' Donuts or whatever kind of bagged ground coffee that you like and make it yourself. Well, one of the bagged coffees that I have right now, I only bought it only because the price was good. I had bought it in the past and I was happy with the flavor and how it was. So I'm going to show you a couple of visuals. I'm going to go back on camera temporarily and then I'll go back off and then I'll continue on with what I have to say. So the first thing I want to show you is it's sorry about the glare, but here's a bag of Great Value Donut Shop medium roast coffee. It is a 12-ounce bag, and I only paid $4.96 for this. And it says that it makes 42 cups. That's one. The second thing that I want to show you, and I had done a video about it. Here's a reusable stainless steel K-Cup. There's a video if you revert back. I can even add it in my description box if you would like to take a look at it. This is $12.89 for two stainless steel K-Cups. Very easy to use. All you have to do upon each use is dump it out, rinse it out with a little soap and water, and you can reuse it. Usually it takes about 3 to 3.5 level teaspoons of coffee in here to make 1 cup. So I thought I would go ahead and show you that. Now, think about something. I don't know what it costs to go to Dunkin' Donuts now, but when I was going, a large back during COVID was about $2.87. It's probably a little over $3 now. So $3 times 42. So 42 times 3. I hope I'm reading that right. If I'm reading that right, what is that exactly? 42 times 3. That's quite a bit of money. Let's see.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't it be like about 146 bucks?
Okay, my figures were right. I just wanted to double check. That's
Or 120,
120. That's $126 worth of coffee.
26, right. Wow.
Whereas I paid $4.96 for that bag. It says 42 cups, but that could be a little more. That could be a little less, depending on how strong you like your coffee or how you make it. And if you don't have a Keurig coffee maker, is it that dire important that it be a Keurig? No. If you've got a regular standard coffee maker, you can still do the same thing. You got your filter basket, you add your grounds, add your water, turn your machine on or whatnot, and it'll brew you a pot of coffee. So it's still the same outcome. It's no matter how you go about it, K cup, coffee maker, however you make your coffee, percolator, which is another one that's always been a big favorite of mine. Um, you are going to save money buying coffee versus buying it out. And the money that you would save, you could add that to your envelope, piggy bank, or whatever it may be to save the money.
Steve, can I jump in a second?
Yes,
According to what you just mentioned, and you gave the visual, which thank you very much for, that has to be delicious nonetheless. Are you suggesting, mathematically speaking, that per cup of coffee bought the way you did it would cost you less than 15 cents a cup?
that's right.
Let's do the math here. Let me choose. Less than 15 cents a cup versus almost $3 a cup. Yeah. Hard decision for me not.
Actually,
That's crazy.
actually, I have the figures right here. I will give them to you. It's actually closer to 12 cents a cup.
12 cents a cup.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
Well, when I do the
I
math,
like that.
it's 0.118, 0.118. So round it off. So it would be
Wow.
about 12 cents a
Wow.
cup. Uh-huh.
I could see why you're indicating in your title about proven ways that you were able to save that $1,460. Steve, since we said 7 proven ways, I want to jump in and give you another tip. And you may remember the story very well because, of course, we're friends. We just don't only do YouTube; we are actual friends. Steve remembers fully well when I used to spend over $3 a day every single day on an outside bagel.
Yep.
Remember those days, Steve?
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
so I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
So I did the math on that. I was wasting thousands, over $1,000. Think about this, 365 days a year. The
Right.
bagel was $3. That didn't include the dollar or something for coffee, which of
No.
course came with it. So we're talking about $4. So I would waste 365 days a year times four. Okay, we're talking well over 1,200, closer to $1,300 a year for the simple activity. Don't ask me why I thought the person on the outside made such a great bagel. It was literally just okay. It was in my mind's eye. I
Yeah.
took a simple bagel from the grocery store and slashed that price in half. So these are proven ways that work. Here's the problem, Steve, when people say they can't or they won't. Oh, and it's no big deal. They keep saying no big deal for this, no big deal for that. Do all the adding up of all the times they say, no big deal. Time's going to go by anyway. Why can't we take that opportunity and save?
Well, I went back and did the figures. You spent $4 a day, 365 days a year. You just laid out, and then I also did the figures on the coffee too. You just laid out $1,460 just for a bagel and coffee from the outside.
Sadly, yes. Sadly, yes. This is why we're trying to mention to you now. The time is going to go by anyway. I mean, look, all these years you and I were mentioning the dollar a day, like I indicated on my prior show tonight. Go, by the way, if you haven't seen it, go back to my show. You will be very interested. Steve was on that show. We talked about this subject.
Hmm.
Um, Here's the thing. This is proven, like you're saying in your title. It's a truth, proven. If only I had like listened to myself.
That's right. So, anyway, bottom line is this right here. You can save the money. Anybody can do it. For example, this over here, what is it? 42 times what did I come up with?
Sometimes this happens with this. with this program. I don't know why this happens, but I'm going to pick it up from there until Steve gets back on.
I'm right here.
There are ways and there are ways. Okay, we had a delay on my end. Like I heard nothing but dead airspace. Sorry, folks. I'm glad you're there.
Yeah. I guess we have dead air again.
Yes, I'm waiting for you because
I'm
now
right
that
here.
we finished and we're concluding.
All right.
So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So what I come up with on the coffee over here is I come up with $1,512, and that's just on coffee alone, not counting.
Unbelievable.
That's how much you could save making it at home using the K cup or however you it. Like I said, K cup is not dire need important. If you have an old fashioned standard coffee maker, percolator, whatever the case, it's still the same outcome because you're saving money no matter how you look at it. Well, anyway, I'm glad all of you guys could be with us today. Much appreciated. Thank you, Jan. And,
thank you.
Keep these thoughts in mind, everyone, because they will work. They are effective. They are proven. I've done them. I've lived them. Jan's done them. She has lived them. So this is not just something to talk about to blow smoke out of the side of our mouths. That's not it in this case.
No.
Well, anyway, I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend or whatnot, whatever time of day it is for you. And Jan and I will see you guys back here next time. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.